Welcome to Dixie Trek 88, being held at the Sheraton Century Center Hotel in Northeast Atlanta off I-85 at Claremont Road. Dixie Trek 88 is taking place even as we speak right now and will be happening tomorrow as well. So if you're in the area, you might want to come by. If you're a fan of comic books and science fiction programming on TV, this is the place to be. You're looking at some video right now shot by GPTV cameraman Al Christie earlier this afternoon. Of course, you can see the dealer's room where you can purchase all kinds of comic books and memorabilia. There are, of course, people in costumes from their favorite programs, whether it be Star Trek. These folks beamed in a little bit earlier today from the Enterprise, and in fact, the crew of the Enterprise is running around the Sheraton and all sorts of places. Also, of course, you can meet people from other sorts of programs, not only from Star Trek, but of course from Doctor Who, Blake 7. There were contests, costume contests. This person, of course, the Cher look-alike contest. In the background, you can hear a live costume contest, which you'll be seeing in just a little while. Celebrities are here as well. Mr. Terry Nation, the creator of the Daleks, is here, along with Nicholas Courtney, who played the Brigadier in Doctor Who. Julie Newmar, Catwoman, is here, and a whole host of others. Also, you can't forget about the panels. During the day, if you're here, you can take place in all kinds of panels. Here's Mr. George Warren of GPTV addressing a seminar a little bit earlier today. So come on down if you're in the area. It will be happening tomorrow. Right now, live behind us, you can see, we mentioned Catwoman a little earlier. This is a little friend of hers, of course, Batman. The costume contest happening right now live at the Sheraton Century Center Hotel in Northeast Atlanta. What's the purpose of all this, you might ask? Is this fundraising? No, this is not fundraising. This is a special thank you to fans of science fiction for all of your support for GPTV this year and, of course, every year. If you enjoy science fiction, this is the place to be. You'll want to come down. We'll have some interviews a little bit later with the celebrity guests that I was speaking of. You'll get to see a little bit more of the costume contest, meet some of the fans, talk about science fiction. It'll be a great night. We're going to be joining John Pertwee in his episode tonight of Doctor Who, and periodically during the evening we'll be joining you right here live. So stay with us. By the way, John Pertwee's episode, The Inferno, is coming up. We're sure you're going to enjoy it. Of course, Doctor Who and all the great science fiction programming that you find right here on GPTV. See you later. Don't go away. We'll be with you. Thanks a lot. The next person is in full costume. This is the two-headed Doctor Who. No, just kidding. On the left, Mr. Terry Nation, your right, and in the middle, you won't recognize him without the mustache, but let's see if the voice rings a bell.
The voice should ring a bell.
Mr. Nicholas Courtney, the Brigadier from Doctor Who. What do you think about this gathering here tonight?
Wonderful.
Now, you are a veteran of many of these Doctor Who conventions. What do you think is the most special thing about it, and why should people come down tomorrow?
About conventions?
Yeah.
They should come down to this one.
What are the other half doing? Going to sleep?
What are they going to experience?
Myself, probably, if they're not careful.
In your own inimitable style?
Do my best, God knows.
Okay, let's slide Terry in here. Terry Nation, of course, is not known necessarily for his on-screen antics, although at these sorts of conventions he does get a little antical on screen. But Terry is, of course, the creator of the Daleks, and in other science fiction circles he was the creator and the writer of Blake 7 and many other science fiction programming.
Many other science fiction programmings, yeah. Ask me a question. I'm standing here. Come on.
What do you like about conventions the most, and why should people come down here tomorrow?
Because they're going to have the best time of their lives. It is so exciting and so funny and so wonderful. Come, because it really is a terrific day out. And a lot of wonderful people here.
Now, you don't have to be a fan of a particular science fiction show, although there are many of activities, of course, that relate to Star Trek and to Doctor Who and to Blake 7.
Blake 7, there's a lot of Blake 7 and a lot of Doctor Who here.
Now, let's talk about the Daleks a little bit. We know that the Daleks are the creature, the being that really launched Doctor Who. Let's go back in time and tell the folks at home who may not know about this how the Daleks came to be.
Well, the Daleks, I needed a monster. And my wife had a kind of silver dressing gown with blue spots on it, and she used to glide around the house saying, "Will you get that breakfast? Will you please do this? Will you?" And that's how I got the idea for the Daleks. It was the wife. I owe everything to my wife.
Now, your wife has saved the future of Doctor Who, because it is a known fact that Doctor Who, the first episode with William Hartnell, was not necessarily well received, but when the Dalek episode came on, the series took off like a rocket.
In fact, this was true. I mean, most writers, despite the fact their names go out on the screen and go into millions of homes, I, for the first time, they're anonymous primarily, but I, for the first time, started to get mail. Huge amounts of mail. It said Dalek Man London on a lot of it, and the post office, God bless them, found me. And they started bringing it. First of all, it was in bag loads, and then it was in van loads, and then we kind of knew we had something very good going for us.
Now, just as the Daleks have stayed on through the series and over the years, so has the character of the Brigadier. Step in here, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Show the world your mouse tie.
Oh,
What is the significance of this,
now,
by the
this
way?
tie is, I was in a play called The Mousetrap last year. You see, I get involved in very established shows like Doctor Who and The Mousetrap. And I did my national service, The Mousetrap, last year, 1 year's contract. And Sir Peter Saunders, who gave me a delightful lunch the other day, he doesn't, thank you very much.
Putting my hand over the wine stain.
Ah, the wine stains. Yes, well, that's not my fault. Sue me and take me to court if you dare.
Now, I'm sure...
And so this was given by the opening night of The Mousetrap, and I did 1 year there. And that's why I
How
got
many years has it played?
36 years. We're on the 30. I was in the 35 years. And may I tell you one quick irony?
Please do.
I entered the profession in 1952, which was the year the Mousetrap opened. 1952.
3 years before I was born.
3 years before you were born. Are you trying to date me or what? I mean, don't date me in that. I don't mean date like that, but really, okay. So,
Yes, I know.
so what an irony that 35 years in the profession, I should have been in the 35th year of the Mousetrap, which is true.
And speaking of that sort of number of years...
Oh, I was playing another army officer, by the way.
Right. Doctor Who is in its 25th season coming up.
Right.
There are plans for you to be in the 25th season of Doctor Who?
I haven't been told about it yet, but I'm open to offers. Always am.
Now, you've worked with all the doctors right up through Colin, right?
Yes, right. I didn't work with Colin.
Didn't get the chance?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But all the rest, yes.
Now, coming up here in this incredibly hot environment is the Miss Dixie Trek Finals, which will be coming up later on, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see a little bit of that later on. There are many more people dressed like the Ogre and the Lady of the Lake. What is it that you find most incredible about the willingness of the fans to dress up in their favorite science fiction costumes?
Enthusiasm, kindness, hospitality. That's what I've received in America. That's why I'm coming back, and that's why I want honorary citizenship.
Terry, same thing. What is it about the costume?
I'm with him, but I think the dedication that people have put into this is incredible. The Lady in the Lake, or the Lady of the Lake, whoever she is, I mean, she is stunning. I don't think television is ever going to do justice to her. She looks stunning.
Speaking of dedication, we are, of course, here as a thank you to all of the people who support GPTV and science fiction programming and enjoy it. You're welcome to come down and join us. Please stay around. We're going to be going back to Doctor Who right now, and the festivities continue up front. We'll be back a little bit later on to show you more from Dixie Trek 88. See you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. You may recognize this gentleman. I hope you do, because we were talking earlier. Terry Nation, creator of the Daleks, creator of Blake 7, and of course Nicholas Courtney, who is in the Doctor Who episode that we're watching tonight. Before we talk about the Daleks and some of Terry's projects, I understand that Inferno is one of your favorite episodes of all time.
Well, yes, it is, because I got the chance to play two parts. Evil fascists and the Brigadier you should love.
Now, how did that come about? Was that your idea? Was that the producer's idea, or something kind of in between?
It was the writer's idea, and the writers are the most important people in the business, and you better believe it. And I mean that, because I'm a future writer.
And how much did you have to pay the writer to obtain this double play?
Nothing at all. The BBC engaged me. Inferno was written by Don Horton, who wrote a couple of good Doctor Who stories, and they were classic days in those days. And Inferno was lovely to play two totally different parts.
Let me put you on the spot a little bit.
Yes, please do.
Having worked with as many of the doctors as you have, do you, in fact, can you vocalize a favorite from all of that? It's a very difficult question, but do you have a favorite scene, a favorite story?
I have favorite lines, which I was allowed to write. Occasionally, I wrote my own lines, even 20, where are we, 88? Oh, about 17 years ago. Barry Letts and Terence Dix allowed me to write some of my own lines.
And that was quite a privilege, because you were working with some outstanding writers.
Well, absolutely, but I consulted them first, because they're the governors. The writers, and I mean it's not because he's here, the writers, an actor cannot act unless you have good lines. You can be a good actor, but if you haven't got a good writer, you're in trouble. That's why William Shakespeare is my governor.
And I suppose I would be remiss in not pointing out that there is, of course, a writer's strike going on in Hollywood.
A little problem with that right now, yes. Johnny Carson had a wonderful line the other night. He said the picket lines, the writers are carrying around picket signs, and nothing's written on them. And that's the way it is in Los Angeles right now. Yeah, we're on strike.
Now, in terms of your career at this point, I know you're working on a number of projects. You're working on a number of writers' workshops. What are your present plans?
To walk on the picket lines for a while longer, and I'm writing a novel. And as soon as the strike's over, I hope to be writing television again.
Now, we were just talking about the importance of writers, and there's no question about that.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about the importance of writers.
What is it, in terms of doing science fiction writing, which is your specialty, what kind of mind does it take? What makes a truly imaginative science fiction writer?
Oh, a sick, twisted mind, something like my own, I suppose. I mean,
agree.
men in white coats come and they take you to rooms with soft walls, and then they let you out and you write a script again.
Now, Nick raised a very interesting point when he said that the writers allowed him to write lines into the character. What is it about that when you're establishing a character and you're writing for somebody, how do you work with an actor to further develop it?
Oh, I think absolutely Nick is right, that once in a while he will know the character even better than the writers. He will have played it so long and say, no, it's a lovely line and a lovely idea, thanks guys, but the brig would never say this. And he would say it like this. And you do rely on the actor. There's a constant trade-off between actor and writer, and constantly hoping that you're making the character bigger and better. And if he told me that the brig wouldn't say that line, then I would say, you're absolutely right, don't say it.
Now, we have seen an incredible amount of truly indescribable talent here tonight.
Yeah.
Are you going to rush right back to your typewriter and, based on the inspiration that you've gained here, create some new characters?
I think I couldn't do otherwise, could I? They're an incredible bunch of people, absolutely incredible and wonderful bunch of people.
And does this cause you to want to take on some new roles, perhaps, that you never would have dreamed of taking on?
Indeed, writing, and I'm writing a book.
About what?
Whatever Happened to the Brigadier, it's called. Because I may not come back in the program, and I'm damn sure I'm going to write the book myself.
So cards and letters should be sent to the BBC, London, England.
If they'll answer you, yes, indeed. But may I make one point?
Please do, quickly.
Very quickly, okay. I'm with Terry on this. We are having enormous problems as actors in England about residuals and repeats. And we are going to have to fight as well. And I like writers.
And obviously the audience agrees.
This, that I'm a member of the elected governing council of Equity. I look after actors.
Your Lordship.
My God.
Your Lordship.
We have to...
More of this will continue later on. GPTV is here. We'll be back a little bit later. We certainly hope that you will stay with us. We appreciate your support of Georgia Public Television and all the great science fiction programming. And we'll be back a little later on. Thanks very much for your support. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Live from the Sheraton Century Center Hotel in Northeast Atlanta off I-85 and Claremont Road in the final moments tonight of today's program here at Dixie Trek 88. There will be more to follow. What you are looking at is in fact happening live. May be hard for you to believe, but this is live. This is the finals of the Miss Dixie Trek contest. And the audience here at the Sheraton Century Center Hotel eagerly awaiting the final results. It's been quite a day here, and of course this is a wonderful celebration, Dixie Trek, of science fiction here in the
next contestant, please.
Georgia area. And if you are in the area and you'd like to come down tomorrow, there will certainly be a lot going on. The gentleman who's with me, Mr. Terry Nation, will be here, along with Mr. Nicholas Courtney, who you're going to meet in just a moment, and a whole host of other people. What do you make of this, Terry?
I think it is just the most incredible event I've ever seen. So many people have had so much fun. And I'm delighted, I must tell you, that public television is carrying some of this. I happen to be a great believer and a great backer of public television, because I think it's one of your great American treasures. And I know that it's going through bad times, hard times now. You would make, all of you would make a terrible mistake if you don't support it and make sure it continues. Because little moments like this are only going to come to you on public television.
And the best part about moments like this is, of course, we're not asking for money. This is not a fundraising period. This is a special thank you from GPTV to all of you, the Doctor Who fans and the science fiction community, for your support over the years. And it's really quite a treat. If you've never experienced the unbelievable atmosphere of one of these kind of conventions, and you were at all near the I-85 exit in Northeast Atlanta and Claremont Road, you really owe it to yourself to come down here. It's quite a treat. There are things here that have set show business back hundreds of years. I'm very... and there are also things that have elevated show business into the future. It's quite an event, and it is, of course, a tribute to you, the fans of science fiction and GPTV, that all of this in Dixie Trek can take place. Terry, what will be your lasting memory of this particular Dixie Trek?
Total insanity. Absolute insanity, but a wonderful memory to take away.
And speaking of taking away, I'm not quite sure what happens to the winner of the Miss Dixie Track competition, but we'll find out a little while longer. There is the judges have completed their deliberations, and I understand it was quite an arduous task to determine. A hush falls over the crowd. Which of these lovely contestants will be Miss Dixie Track?
He said, this is the ESP question.
This is the ESP question. I will translate for you as best I possibly can.
And then you
from the
tell us the answer.
House announcer.
We say why.
Why do that? Let's talk to Nick Courtney. Nick, come on in here and save us.
From what? I
From
asked
what?
myself
Before we talk
in my eternal quest
Before
for
we talk
truth.
some more, I understand you have an announcement here.
Oh, yes, indeed I do. I was very lucky to be asked here because John Pertwee couldn't make it. And when Owen Ogletree rang me up and said, Nick, just for Easter, can you do it? I said, yes, you bet, you sweet bippy. Now, that's not a rude... Is that a rude thing to say? No, it's okay. Okay, and I was delighted to be here. And I've been sponsored by
We will have
Oxford 2 books. Now, that's very relevant because my grandfather was the founder of the Oxford University Dramatic Society.
Oh, that's totally impressive, sir.
It is very impressive. And my father was born in New College, Oxford. And you know the motto of that? Manners maketh man. So good for Oxford. And thank you for asking me to Peachtree Road. Is that right?
Sheraton Centuries Hotel.
Oh.
Northeast Atlanta.
Oh, no, I beg your pardon.
Claremont
Oxford 2 are in Peachtree Road. It's been a long day, so you'll forgive me. I know you're very patient. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Wrong camera again. My God, I should know better than that, shouldn't I?
Give an actor a camera, and you give an actor a microphone, and you never know what you're going to get. Nick, how much longer are you going to be here before you fly back to London?
I'm flying back tomorrow night, but I'm going to be here all day tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to another panel tomorrow, and please do come, because it's been a wonderful weekend. It's been, honestly, the best convention for 2 years, and I've been around in the States for a long time.
When you get back?
Yeah. I go back on Sunday night.
Now, when you get back, are you still doing Mousetrap, or what are you...
No.
You mentioned you were writing a novel.
I'm writing, yes. Whatever happened to the Brigadier?
To be completed and published by?
I'll let you know when I know you better.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay. Come on in here.